being on here. And remember, we are home of the. Yo, what's up, everybody? How we all doing today? Happy Tuesday. Boom! And welcome to the show. Welcome to Banter with Richie Podcast Network. You can find us on YouTube, Roku, Fire Stick, and now Kick. You can also find us on Dark Realm TV, where fear lives, and uh, HLO Media. So check those guys out. And we're very thankful to have all these people with us. So tonight, guys, we got a lot to cover. A lot of picking caps, and a lot going on. So, we do have a special guest. Maybe we won't put him on yet. I don't know. We're going to put him on first, second, third, fourth, whatever. But anyways, let's just bring in my co-host Richie B from the Banter Richie B.
Yo, what's up, Coach?
How we doing, sir?
Oh, I'm doing all right. What you got? You growing something here?
I'm gonna take it off. I hate it.
What? Well, you?
Yeah, I got the scruff going on.
No. Were you purposely trying to grow a goatee?
Yeah, I used to grow goatees. Too itchy.
Too itchy. Yeah. So I have problems because I have allergies, and if it gets too long, all the little particles or whatever you can't see get stuck in my beard, and I wake up with a big, fat, ugly face. I'm like,
yeah, yeah, exactly. That's
right.
I mean,
you seem like you're tired today. What is it, like a Monday for you too again?
You know what? I mean, just it's been a long day. It's a beautiful day. It's it's just a lot of driving today and a lot of thinking, a lot of meditation.
You seem a little blasé. You remember that phrase, blasé?
Blasé.
Yeah, did you boom when you came in?
You know what? I did fall asleep for a little bit. I don't know.
I didn't even.
I just felt like my energy went low, but now it's coming back.
Wait. Answer the question. I didn't hear a boom. Did you boom?
Yeah.
You did. It was a very subtle boom then.
Boom! All right.
There you go. That's much better. Right. Let's get this party started. See, I think what it is that this is the thinker episode, right? And you got to gear up for some thinking because the communication part of this thing that we're doing, this journey is you 90%. I don't get into a lot of that. I think I partake in it when we're as a team. You know what I mean? But I don't sit at home going, I wonder if you know what I mean? I just don't. I'm not there. You know what I mean? So,
but I know. Go ahead.
No. I have a lot of theories and stuff. Like I was talking with Ernie Davio today on the phone, and he was like, "Oh, I didn't even know you thought like that." Kind of. You know what I mean? Was
right.
maybe not verbatim. And I said, "Well, this part of it, I keep a lot to myself because throughout the journey, I felt like the beacon and all the different things. Like I don't like that on me. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of this that I think, I know in a sense. Hello." Through mediumship and all that stuff that I feel is correct, but I just kind of leave that out because I feel we should go through the physical motion to gather the knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Oh yeah.
That's how I kind of feel, so I just kind of sit back with it. You know what I mean? So, but anyways, everybody, I'll help you out a little bit on this one. You can catch us on Dark Realm TV on every Amazon Fire Stick, Roku television, worldwide around the globe. Dark Realm TV,
where fear lives.
That's right, Jim. HLO Media, capital H, capital L, capital O Media. Go check it out. It's an outdoors media platform. It's on every Roku television. That one is free. Where Dark Realm is $4.99 a month. They have a vast amount of different things on Dark Realm. As to HLO has its own kind of genre, and we kind of came into that as the Bigfoot world because he deals with the outdoors and Mother Nature. So HLO Media on any Roku device, just go punch that in, man, and put it on your smart TV, right? Just leave it there, no big deal. It's free, right? And then you could catch like different. You can look back on our story. All my very very brand new podcasts are on there. You can make fun of all my mistakes. And then Daniel Benoit is over there now, ECBRO, and Daniel, if you're out there listening, man, we hope you feeling better. I'm kind of catching wind that you got a bit of an injury there, and you're out of work. So we're praying for you, bro. A lot of that stuff, negative stuff going on like that. So I think the world is changing, right? So yeah, I think you got to get up for a good episode. I put a lot of pictures in here from the chair that I have, and you have to excuse me, sir. I don't know. Like again, I'm not privy and locked in this area like you are. So if you have to sort them out, you might have to sort them out. But they're in there, and I made sure I put whatever I had. Not whatever I had. If I put whatever I had in there, the pictures of the chair and everything. Oh my God, we'd be here till freaking next Tuesday.
Oh yeah, that's true.
And then if you want, I put some of the stuff that happened around my house last night. But that's up to you. It's your show because I don't need them for mine. Because Saturday night at 7 p.m. on Banter with Richie B, we are going back to the investigation with Itch Dahlia and Matt Warner, and we're gonna dive into that when we filmed with the film crew, and we are gonna have Matt Warner and Itch Dahlia right here live as guests discussing that research and what they as first timers. And when I say first timers, I mean first timers in the zone. These are very, very, very experienced, high experience in all kinds of weirdness and ghosts and stuff like that. Cryptids, they might be a little fresh at, but the high strangeness, the open mindedness to cryptids, they are not rookies, bro. They are not rookies, and we shattered them. We absolutely melted their brains. So they're going to be on the show Saturday, and they already know. I go over evidence. We go over evidence on our shows. You want to be a guest on our show? We'll get ready to look at some of our evidence. Not an ego thing, a knowledge thing. Two different things. So please.
Right.
Yo, man, don't get that shit twisted, biatch.
Mm-hmm.
Like that?
Yeah, anybody's welcome to come on either show. Just come on in, guys. You know what? It's your show, too. And we're just here having this discussion. And by the way, just to make this clear, is that whatever we talk about is talking about our investigation, what's happening in our woods. So it's not like whatever opinions and theories that we have, it's not going like other people's stuff. It's what we are experiencing.
Correct. So, yes, I like how you put that. You know that? Because that's where the trolls come from, right? Or that's where the my Bigfoot didn't look like that. Remember we had that discussion, and I think I clipped it.
Yeah.
I love that discussion. I've watched that clip a bunch of times. I saved it in my favorites. I just loved how we kind of were talking about that, right? That's your experience, man. You know what I mean? What's up? Yeah, there's my new saying right there. Leave your ego at the tree line. Yeah. And then I think I'm gonna throw in bitches a lot more. I think that's what I'm gonna do. You know what I'm saying? I'll be like, good morning and welcome to Banter with Richie B Live. Bitches. Woo! You know what I mean? That's what I think's gonna happen. It has to happen because bitches is great to say. Everybody say it. Go ahead. Maybe not JT. I know how you feel about it, but you can whisper it. Nobody's listening. Go ahead. Everybody just say it one time and then take a deep breath. Bitches. Speaking of bitches. Oh my God. I can't.
I don't like this. Bitches.
The screen's black.
What?
His screen is black.
The last thing that person said, I can't see. Landscape or portrait. I'm like, what?
I And I knew he was screwed. And then he says, "I'm not going to touch anything." And I said, "Probably a good choice." And then I set up the intro, and I look now, and it's black.
Yeah.
Special surprise guest star. If you're here and you can hear me, your screen is black, so you have to adjust your camera stuff. You know what? Let's just see. Maybe we'll get audio, and that will be enough to tell everybody what's going on.
Oh,
Hello, special guest star. Are you there?
Hello.
We'll have to guess who it is.
This is the black hole. I'm in Albany.
I gotta go there. Hey, black hole, you there? You see what Papa Squat said, by the way, about our beards? He says they stop itching once you hit puberty.
Oh, wow.
There we go.
Yeah. Well, while we're waiting for this mysterious guest to come through the black hole,
it looks like a portal. I'll give him that.
Yeah, it does.
I'm just gonna remove. I removed him completely so he can start over. You think I should tell him or let him figure it out?
Yeah.
All right, fine. I'll be nice. Go ahead, start your show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, we'll start saying hi to everybody. Well, I have. Tansei, Mr. Ernie Davio, great to see you, brother. Enter the Unknown with Adam Pierce, great to see you, brother. Thank you for being on here. And Rockin' Fonda Ronda. I'm sorry, baby. Richie calls
no. Yeah, we are fond of Ronda. Yeah,
Ronda.
Yeah, you can't just call her it like it doesn't sound right when you said it.
It doesn't sound right.
It's not very inappropriate.
Nah, but it's great to see you there, Rhonda. We love you. And of course, the legend of Maine, Miss G. Tewksbury. By the way, what a great show the other day too with you and Curious. Awesome job.
How could it not be?
I know exactly. Two legends colliding. Mr. John Tippery and JT, great to see you. Many blessings to you, my friend. I hope everything's great. All is well to you. And of course, the host, Richie B, is here. And then the Badur himself, Mr. Andrew DeSantis. What's going on, Big Daddy Andy?
Don't call me that. Don't call. All right, with the Badur already. Remember, he got mad at us. He got mad at me.
Yeah.
He said it on my show, and he got mad at me. Fine, we won't call you no more. We don't want to hurt your feelings, Andrew. Jeez, man.
All right.
You know, I don't care what you call me, and we say Badur, and he gets mad. It's not. I mean, what is that?
I mean, I don't know. Like we're grown men. Like, hey, Big Daddy, hi. You know, it's.
Hey, Big Daddy, hey. You think it's because he feels like it sounds too much like a bidet?
Yeah, that's a possibility.
Oh, there. Yeah. All right, you can finish saying hi. I saw Wes come in. Wes, I hope you're feeling better, buddy.
Yes. Yes.
I only have one question. If you and I were to cuddle, who would be Big Spoon and Little Spoon? Because we're almost exactly the same size. I'm confused by that. Right? Like, I don't know how that would work, right?
Oh, boy.
You know what I mean? He goes, probably pass out. Have you been looked at, dude? This has been going on for a while.
Yeah.
Andrew says it sounds ruckin' stupid. Oh, okay. So he's a producer now. So we're not allowed to say things on our show because to him it sounds stupid. Oh, okay, D Hoot. Sorry, buddy. Sorry, BDA Hoot. My bad. All right, let's get our fucking surprise guest in here because Andrew's pissing me off. Where'd he go?
Andrew took him away from us.
Dude. He was just, it froze up. Look at this. I can see his face behind the scenes, but I can't see him on the stage. Here he comes with the F. He did the F. Here comes the F. I'm not worried because he can't spell that good. So yeah, he's gone again. All right. Well, surprise. Oh, there goes the blinking of my lights. All right. Andrew, out of respect for Andrew, we won't say but anymore. Okay.
All right.
It just when it says BDA, it's like your name, right? That's all. That's all we mean. Oh, you're gonna be the Big Spoon? Okay, that's fine.
All right.
Can we just do rock paper
Chinese
scissors?
Spoon. There you go.
Can we settle this like adults and do rock paper scissors? And you says, don't drag me into this. Too bad, girl. You are in. That is it. I hope everybody's got the Kick app. Let's go. We got the Kick app. Oh,
Yes.
I didn't tell you. I didn't tell you. My phone was supposed to be here today. My new iPhone.
Oh yeah. Tuesday. Yeah.
Tuesday. So I put into this app on, let's say a delivery company that spells the opposite of Downs, right? And it's 3 letters. It's like Bada, but different. And oh my god, I can't. Nothing yet. Special guest star. Nothing. Still black screen, dude. We've done this before. You've been on the show before, bro. Look at Benno. What's Benno? Where? What do you see, Benno? Where is he? I didn't see him come in. How? I can't see him. How can you? Well, Restream ruined our special guest. Oh.
Okay, I'm trying to get you off right here. All right. Yeah, Richie, this is part of dealing with me, man. My wife, imagine living with me.
No. I got to live with you in Whitehall for a whole weekend. I'm gonna fucking stab my private parts.
Well, the good thing is I think I have the king size bed, Martin said, don't I?
I don't know how you got the king size fucking bed. That's bullshit.
No. I'm sleeping in the tent. I'm
bringing
a tent.
I'm bringing.
We have access to. Yeah, and we have access to how many acres outside, Richie? I'm bringing 2 tents. My wife said the same thing you did. She goes, "What do you mean? I told you have access to the whole thing inside." I said, "Yeah, but we also have access to the outside."
Yeah, but
so
I mean,
yeah, no, I got to tent it.
Well, how many nights is it? 2?
2.
Yeah,
Friday.
So,
2 nights.
So the first night we could stay in. The second night but I could sleep out on the deck and be fine with it. I don't have to go out to the fucking. I don't have to go.
No, I might sleep right on the property, right behind that. Right there in the property, and tent. Yeah, that's a beautiful area.
Rip that right.
Well, everybody, welcome Mr. Danny O'Donnell to the show.
Oh, you still here, WOJO?
See you, buddy.
I thought you left.
I'm sorry. Hi, WOJO.
Oh, it's great to see you, bud.
Yeah, what were we talking about? We were talking about Big Andy getting upset about calling him the Bada. Wes is going to be the big spoon. They already saw you, so the surprise was gone. And I think there was something else, but I'm missing it. Shit. I'll have to scroll up and find out. Anyways, hi, Denny.
What's up, guys?
Good to see you, buddy.
Yeah, you too. You too.
Yeah. You too. WOJO.
Yes, sir.
Where would you like to start? Do you want me to start popping up pictures? And why don't you explain everybody the premise for your idea of this show? Because this is a thinker. You know what I'm saying? Like and they're going to be good at it. Don't get me. They're going to be amazing at this. You know what I mean? But this is a thinker, man. Oh, thank you, Kurt.
Yeah, great to see you, Kurt. Great to see you, Mary.
Great to see everybody. Welcome, everybody. Hello, everybody. Moving on. Here we go.
Let's jump to it. So,
hi, Jared.
All right, Miss D Hoop. Thank you for being here. So, all right. So let's just talk about the seashells, okay? Now, Denny, I remember you were telling me, that you got these seashells from Sarasota, Florida, and you were telling me the meaning. Tell us what the meaning.
Am I supposed to upload the seashells?
It was pretty simple. It was kind of a grounding technique.
No, we're working that way towards that, Rich. Not the seashells, but to the gifting share. Because this is again, it's messages that goes. Go ahead.
Yeah, so it delivers a couple of different messages, but for me, it was more of a grounding. But some of these crazy ideas that I come up with is during meditation. So I took those shells right off the beach while I was meditating, and I kind of, once I got them home, but it just came to me, take 7, take 9. I argued with myself, so I took 9 in case 1 broke or 2 broke. But yeah, it was just kind of to make it's more of a grounding technique, and other things I put them north, and some of it's some personal stuff too. So sometimes but I think they're all interlapping, interchanging right now with each other. That's why I'm so fascinated with this.
Yeah. All right. So now with these seashells, okay, seashells are being moved moved around, flipped over, things like that. Just like the gifting chair, okay? The gifting chair, we bless it with, give them the offerings, but they're moving us in like, different points of the ground. And, again, it's a form of a message,
Mhm.
and, with these type of messages, you know, it seems like there's a lot of intent behind it. Okay. It obviously the intent is, well, something physical is taking stuff off, moving them around. That's one. Two, pushing the golf ball in the ground. Well, pushing the big Ella on the gifting chair, excuse me, and shoving it in the gifting chair. Okay. Pushing it in, that's energy. You see where I'm
Right.
going with this? So again,
Yeah.
you get intent and energy. So there's an intention behind the message that they're relaying to us, and it's being, you know, to me, it just seems like more of a connection. Obviously, when we're on the woods, me and Richie, and again, it's that connection to understand these messages, right, Rich? I mean, I know we're on a spiritual journey, but it's also, again, it's like a learning curve. It's like
Oh
putting
no, this
yourself
is
in check.
no, this is part of the spiritual journey. This is the biggest part of the spiritual journey. I truly believe that. This is where you go past the woo and scare
Right.
people way off. They get nervous like when you talk about being, no offense to anybody abductees or anything, but that startles humans. They don't I can watch numbers fall to the ground on that stuff when it comes to numbers on, like, say, a show like this. That type of stuff will scare people off. This is the type of thing where people are like, "Oh, you're fucking nuts." It starts problems. You know what I mean? Because they just can't get beyond. Uh, Denny,
Yeah. I'm here.
well, it just told me that you joined.
I just heard it skip for a second,
That's
but I'm here. Yeah, I can hear. I can see.
yeah. There's two of you in here. I can only
God.
handle. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no way.
Yeah. Oh,
Yeah.
no. Oh, no.
Tell your wife.
We're not gonna have twins on here. No way. Not on this show.
Yeah, no, but I believe the messaging. I believe way more about the messaging than I let off. Okay. I keep a lot of it to myself. I speak to people individually in pockets on the side. Wojo kind of knows where I'm at. He doesn't know fully. Denny kind of knows where I'm at. Doesn't know fully. Ernie knows a little more because Ernie, you know how we are with Ernie's feedback, right? So, you get Denny has joined the stream again.
I'm here.
Oh no, Denny, you keep joining the stream.
Stream.
The stream. All right, here you go. Ready? You don't believe me? There you are.
Maybe he's got multiple boxes or tabs.
Nope.
Yeah, I might have an iPad, but I turned it off, so it should be good.
Right.
Yeah,
So
I turned it
He
off.
wants to see himself in all angles.
No, so
just
I'm not surprised when Denny's here. This happens, and you have nothing else open on your laptop, right?
no. I closed everything on my phone. Just I just swiped everything clean on my phone.
So, hello, Ella. How are you tonight, sweetheart?
Yeah.
It's
yeah.
More than likely that's what's happening. So, I've been around a lot of things with this situation with him and his daughter because they're just side by side all the time.
And Richie, if people just think sometimes, just if it's crazy, well, I mean, during three times on your shows and WOJO show, CMSO, like you guys got hit with the cheek and the nose with ladybugs at the end of the show, during the show, talking about Ella. If it was once, I still don't believe in coincidences, but
she flies, and
that's at night, and they don't fly at night.
No, and she's flown into my studio and landed right there. Remember that I got
pictures.
So yeah, I'm not surprised by any of this.
So I just want to put that out there so people don't think we're
delete
crazy.
your browser history. Yeah, nah. All that's gonna do is get rid of that porn.
What's up, Miss Anthropic American? Great to see you.
You weren't talking about WOJO? Oh. But no, I have a lot of things that I believe because the messaging for you heard that, right?
Yeah, look at that. Right?
Ella, is that you, honey? If it is,
she listens to you, Richie. Tell her to knock it off. We got to get a show on, Ella.
Can you,
Yeah.
no, take that off the screen for a minute and then come back so we all know it's you. That's how we can confirm this, right? That's the only way we can confirm it. Otherwise, we just look like a bunch of loons.
Yeah.
Which I know you enjoy that, by the way. I'm not. I see that smile whenever I say something out loud. I'm like,
we are a bunch of loons. Everyone, I mean, listen, if you're in this field, you are a crazy loon.
Well, and it's just awesome for me. Like I said, sometimes on the side chats, and I hate to spoo, I can't help myself because things are just popping out. There's every direction. I feel like we're getting signs, guys. All of us.
I love it.
Well,
this is what I'm saying. Like, I read a lot of you guys' stuff in your conversation, right? And I take a lot of it in, and I put it into, like, my energies, right? What I know and what I messaging that I'm getting, right? And like last night, I was so connected with what went on at my house, and it was just like I was hearing things, I was understanding things, I was being told things. It was wild. So then I can go into the messenger, and that's the beautiful part about having a team like this. And Wojo, I don't know how you feel, but you literally drop in this information into this big motherboard, and then you walk away, and then you come back, and all your different theories, answers, thoughts, and everything else are all there for you, and you can scroll through them. And it's Denny, it's Kurt, it's Andy, it's Gene, they're curious, and they're just going up and down. Mary's in there, and they go up and down, and they're talking about all this stuff, and you're like, oh my God, I didn't even think of that, or it just gets your mind going. Then you go. A lot of times I go, oh my God, there's that connection. Yeah, that makes sense right there. And then I won't come back in and be like, hey, you made sense. I don't do that. That's the difference. I just kind of keep it. Every once in a while, I will do that if I'm feeling chatty, but it's just most of the time I keep it and I add it to what I been told, which is really hard for me to say. And then I put it all, together as I go, and then I'll feed to somebody like Ernie Davio, right? Me and Wojo will have the talks while we're out, researching, when we're not on screen or whatever, or we're getting ready to go into the woods. I'm talking to Wojo about where my head's at, and then it becomes like this messaging that these guys talk about all the time. I'm telling you, this is like a big topic. So it's a very important show, and I don't know a lot about it. So I mean, I do, but I don't, like I said, voice a lot of it. So the seashells is what you were talking about. My question, I understand where you got the idea of the seashells. When we put them down now, I don't know what they are now. They've been changed twice.
Mm-hmm.
Twice. That's quick. Don't you agree, Wojo? Isn't that quick? Isn't that like twice in a row? Like totally, not just subtly moved, profoundly moved. The most I think the loudest messaging we've ever received. But again, I'm going to say that, but I don't understand a lot of the golf balls and things like that. No offense. But those seashells were profoundly different. Would you agree?
Oh, absolutely. But I mean, just to go back to what you're saying with the golf balls, it's really almost the same thing, but differently. It's just a matter of trying to piece. Listen, everything is like it's like an onion. Obviously, you got to take one layer at a time. But this is like, pieces of the puzzle that we're trying to put together. And we are part of a journey, no matter how we want to look at it, because you listen to other podcasts, a lot of people, talk about spiritual journey and things like that. Okay, there's a connection going on. So how do we like try to piece that together or somewhat, or I'm not saying what we say, that's it, but we're getting to understand because of the data that we're collecting of where they're moving and flipping over seashells or moving golf balls and things like that. Because prior to, also with the seashells, Rich, is that they also took the peanut butter cups from the tree too while we were in the woods.
Correct. Yeah. Correct.
So again, I think like I find it profound that we go in the woods and they moved it. Moved the seashells. They, took the peanut butter cups. Then we saw that. Then we go back and they moved it again. And it's like, it's almost like I don't know. It's like maybe like so much of like it's like a prayer or some sort. I don't know, because how often do you find a message, right? They move to a few shells and then they move them back.
Well, in WOJO, the other thing is Richie said earlier, intent, on their end, but also the intent on on our end. But those weren't just like shells from Revere Beach, and you know what I mean. That someone went out and just dropped and threw around. So to me, Sedona is one of the spiritual places, and you can connect all third eye work and stuff. But Sarasota and parts of Florida are amazing for that too. And I had a lot of shit going on over those 3. I went down for 4 days and basically just did a lot of meditation and third eye work. I got some crazy picture of in a cloud, my father's anniversary, like almost on demand. But so when I say the intent, to me, those were they were right from the beach as I was sitting there meditating. And it's funny, I was meditating my first morning there at, I don't know, 5:15, and I'm like, wow, I can feel the ground. This is really, because I've heard energetic stories there. It was the tractor coming down with the light on, cleaning the sweep in the beach at 5 a.m. So it was like a train coming at me. I look up, I'm like, holy shit, that's not energy, that's the tractor coming at me. So I had to move all my shit out of the way as the guy went by. But my point is, I got those with the intent of meditating, but doing something with those down in your woods. And I had them with me in New Hampshire, and it didn't feel right. We couldn't check it, and I felt that. It's not, I just felt it. We can't check it. We can't check it. We can't check them. So I had that bag with me in New Hampshire when we went up there for the weekend. I was going to do that up there. It just didn't feel right. I never thought we would get maybe the response like we got, but basically, like I said, those shells were just a grounding technique. So, I did some prayers over it in it, and that that sign I sent you. It's an energy sign. The cuckoo ray. I do that, and I did that before we went in to the woods. When I went over to the side from you guys with that's what I did. That sign 3 times. So to me, those are small little messages as it's swirling. And we see it again, Richie, when we talked about the swirl when I was on with Kerry Lynn, I was swirling with smoke. I would sit in my tent and boom, be able to make the smoke swirl in that type of manner. So I don't know. To me, it was, I have my own little messages with this, that are spiritual, very spiritual.
That's the time before. This is after you would put it there.
Right.
So that's the first time right there. So I'm trying to get them side by side. I didn't plan for this, but
and I think also using some when I say I don't. Sometimes I have a tough time putting my meaning across, but I think sometimes the difference between golf balls, the colors are awesome. But I think sometimes I almost feel like when I meditate, I'm being told use natural shit, use the shells like you guys do, but stones and different things like that. I feel like we get the earth vibrates better off of natural stuff.
I totally agree. I mean, but I think with the golf balls, Denny, that I was trying to keep things simple.
Yeah, and you're established, WOJO, right? In hindsight, like who you never even thought they were going to move the golf balls, probably, brother. So I 100% agree with you, WOJO, on that. But I'm trying to throw a little bit of a curve in things and trying my own. I've left onyx rings using some onyx stones and tiger eye and tourmaline down there. I put that a little circle a couple of times, and I told Richie, I told you guys one time, I put another circle right where Susan Ahern said that little, she felt like that portal was. I put we did it in the dead winter. I put a bunch of beads in a circle and a couple in the middle. And when I went back to check, some of them were there, but because they were on the snow, it was just too tough. So I've been trying to leave little subtle messages while we go out there with stones and stuff like that.
All right, so subtle messages, okay? Let's just go back to, all right, the shells were moved twice, okay? They were moved. We're like, oh, they moved. And then they moved back into place, right, Rich? Now, here's a question for you two. When they moved it back to the same place, is it like a message of, are you paying attention? Because you realize something moved. And the
subtleties.
I don't know. Yeah. The little subtleties, like, maybe like
I think
paranormal.
I think they're acknowledging our acceptance. I mean, how else can they communicate? I don't know. That's what I feel, that they're acknowledging. Hey, especially, I feel like they're monitoring where we're stats or whatever. I feel like they're letting us know that we're all on the same page with these little signs we're giving.
Who's pushing buttons? Anybody?
No. I think Denny froze.
Am I frozen? No, I'm good. I was just sitting.
Yeah, he's getting.
I don't sit still that long. That's what it is, WOJO. You know, I used to see me sitting still for more than 10 seconds.
Dude, I know.
Oh, you can't sit still.
Dude, I think he used to be a model, and he just has PTSD from it. That's why he keeps moving. That's what just happened. He just went like this. He was just like,
Yeah. Well, what do you think, Rich? I mean, if let's say, I don't know, like if someone's goofing with you and moving things, or I don't know, or Jess is like, trying to get your attention, but then she changed her mind, or just to see if you saw it. Are you paying attention to what I'm trying to tell you? You know what I'm saying? Little things like that. By the way, how's it going, Octopus No Friends, and the best executive producer around, Miss Sam? Great to see you in the chat.
That's right, Sam from Sam's Pretty Paranormal's here tonight. Yep, Miss American's here. Rhonda says, well, how do you pronounce that name?
The Choku Ray.
Hooray. I heard him say it one day. It was kind of funny. That's all. But thanks, WOJO.
I sent you that one time, Richie, on Blue Terminals, a picture of the 4 stones, and one of them was that sign a couple of months ago.
I'm fully aware.
Yeah,
that's why I wanted you to say it, but WOJO took over because it's his show and he can do whatever the fuck he wants. Yeah. But I'm still like, damn, don't just let him say it once.
Well, I butcher the
ball. Say what?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
What are we saying?
Coach Ray.
What's it called?
I call it all different things. You get the point.
Yeah, you do.
But it's the symbol that represents, protection and standing strong, and this is a sacred spot, right? So.
Well, that's the part of it that I love about messaging more so. Like, all right, so look at the pictures we have of the shells, right? What you can notice the clear differences in these. The shell on the right side, the main shell, the shell it represents is supposed to be in the middle. I watched Denny set this up into a circle and put that shell, laying and then pointing north, as he said, right? I come back. And it's about 2 inches into that compost, maybe more. It's buried pretty good. It's pushed down in there, just like the golf balls. And the shells are moved a little bit. Now you can see the shells here they almost start to do that spinny thing, right? Now if you follow it from a little bit, subtle.
Yes.
I can't see the lichen in the first. Is the lichen in this one? I can't see that. Let me put it up. I think it's down. No, that's a stick. Yeah. All right. So hang on a minute. Oh, is that 150? It's as big as it gets. Now it was underneath that leaf. Remember the leaf? So this is what I want everybody to look at. If I may, I should put this up on the green screen, but everything would have to be sideways, and it's a pain in the ass. Right where the leaf is, on the right side, there's a shell, and then there's a brown leaf. At the point of that leaf, there it is there. See it? I don't see it. It might be there right here. Hold on, let me look.
Almost looks like you're making it into a heart, right, Denny?
No, it was just a circle, WOJO.
Yeah, because I'm just looking at the top rock, top shell.
Yeah, maybe a little bit. I was trying to make a circle, but don't forget it was pitch black, and you guys were in the middle of communicating with them, 40 yards away from us. So, it wasn't like it was. You know what I mean? We went in there, I did that pretty quick. In the middle of you guys filming, in the middle of them, I don't know, close to us.
All right. Yeah, he's got some weight interference going on. All right, so look at. Oh God, I want to put this on the green screen so bad. Look on the right side. You see the brown leaf where the shell is. Look on the left side. You see the brown leaf where the shell is. So that's moved. Clearly moved. Okay. Come a little towards the tip where the leaf starts to point. And then the next shell, there's a little nugget in there. I don't know what that is. You see the between the shell going to your left, if you're looking at the screen, and the tip of that leaf. Right? I can do a share screen. You mind if I do a share screen, sir?
No,
you
good?
Let me out if you want. Good, you come.
Yeah, go ahead, Rich. I know what you're talking about, but yeah, I can see that nugget.
No, we're not bumping you out. Why would we fucking bump you out? Just
if you're gonna put me to the side for a sec, go ahead.
We will run the fucking show, Denny. You're gonna make me call you Dennis. Stop it.
You're giving me a heart attack.
What's your middle name so I can just blur it out?
Denny Patrick. Denny Patrick O'Donnell.
Is your real name right? Denny?
It's Dennis. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, look how irritated he got.
Well, hey, I got a nickname for you. You don't like. Hey, I know a little nickname for you. You don't like.
Yeah, listen, man. I've been asked if I have gum on my dick for 100 years. All right, dude. You got a light on your dick? Got a gum on your dick? Oh yeah. I've heard them all. Don't worry about that, bro. Don't worry about that. Right? Oh yeah. I wish he didn't have his sunglasses on when he said that. He's a little eye like fucking. You look like.
Yeah, he tilted the head like.
He looked like a police officer for a second, didn't he? He was like, "You fucking
yeah, he did."
You got a problem with that motherfucker? All right, here we go. Let me see what I can come up with while you guys chat. I just want everybody to know him use his government name.
Fuck.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's the beauty of us. So everybody, look at these two right here on the screen. Not WOJO and Denny. But look at the shell setups. This is what we can do, and then we'll jump to. Stop, Kurt. And then we can jump to the chair because I got a ton of pictures of the chair. All right, I'm gonna do a share screen for this. Okay, I want to see. I want to make it bigger for you guys to see the differences, the subtleties. Right. This is what we're talking about. You guys notice that while I do this. All right. Well, let's see what you notice. Everybody on the side too. See what you notice. A little harder for you to type. So keep it short as you can and tell us what you see that's different, right? Where did I get that? I got that out of the downloads.
Thank you there, Jamie and White. Great to see you, brother.
Oh, no. Where's the side? They're giving me a preview. Son of a bitch. No, I don't want to do that. Oh, you guys are talking it up, huh? Yeah, hold it down over there, guys. Wow, you guys are.
Yeah, Denny, he's doing his 360 walk. Yeah, we're building our way up, guys. We just want to finish up with these. Again, it's with the shells.
Well, but the shells have a lot to do with the chair. That's what I'm saying.
Exactly.
I understand it. This is back. Oh, there's one. That's not one.
I'm surprised we had that much movement with them that quick.
Well, that's one thing that kind of blew me away.
Yeah, I mean, I didn't put those shells. I put other things down there, and like I said, they were tough to check. But yeah, I'm surprised that happened that quick.
Why? Where is the picture? 1035. Oh, then it would be this one.
Yeah, so like WOJO, I wouldn't mind one night having a fire down there and bringing some of these different, like a bonfire, bringing some of the elements that, like, energy elements into the fire, and around the fire. You know what I mean? I feel like that.
Yep.
And like I said, I'm just thinking of something different. Some of the energy stuff is I like to work with, and I'm into. So for me, we all can't be great at lifting prints, and Richie's got unbelievable ears. You know what I mean? And so don't you. So. Right? Ears, you know what I mean? You hear everything. It's crazy. So,
it is kind of nuts.
It is, but
it's weird.
So yeah, I just like to kind of look at a different thing, the energy. You know, it's just why Richie's looking for that. I look, you know, everything supposedly is made of energy and made up of love, right? So you know, I think when we look at those two things, then you start looking at the bodies and the energy we produce. Can you imagine if they produce energy on a their strength is so many times stronger than us? Imagine if their energy is. So maybe that's some of the stuff we're seeing. You know,
is he talking
is some
into
of
his
their
phone?
energy.
Does he got his headset on?
Do I?
He's got. Looks like he's got his headset on. Yeah, it just sounds like.
Sounds like.
Why is it muffled?
Muffled. I wish.
Why?
It's doing some crazy things, bro. It's going.
Let me try moving low. I mean, does it sound better now? No.
No, not really.
Well, Joe, does it sound better?
Oh, maybe that's what it is. That's from this week. Check 1 2 check.
Yeah, Denny, you sound good.
That was not a ringing endorsement.
That was reassuring. That's a good thing I wasn't getting a break. It's a good thing I wasn't getting a break job from you.
Yeah, right.
Hey, you sound great. I'll tell you.
How's the breaks? Yeah, you know.
Yeah, they're pretty good. Can you hear me any better over here?
Better than they were.
Yeah.
I don't know. Nobody knows. It's just me. I pick up on every stupid little thing.
Yeah. Yeah. Let me see. Like.
All right. I got them all open now.
Okay.
No, go ahead. Talk. You haven't.
Yeah. So. Okay. So. Right now, hey, Tank Therapy. Great to see you on here. Yeah. It took the big shell. It was the big shell pointed, shoved into the ground. That's Rhonda Kurt. Yeah, says the big shell in the middle is rolled over. You can almost see the opening of the shell.
And when I put it in the ground, I didn't put it too hard. I didn't press it into the ground like the way you guys found it.
All right, so I'm gonna try.
Hey, Julie, great to see you.
This is what I'm gonna try. That's as big as I can get that one. That sucks. Yeah, I'm at 150 on that. So now, what I'm gonna do? This is what I'm gonna try. Just to help us out with the side-by-side shit, okay? So that's after the first one. After you set it up into a circle, that's what it was, right? When we came back. Now, there's this guy. I think I'm at different angles or something. Okay. So, this should work. Well, I mean, what number is it? 1036? Yeah, 1036. Come on, man, stop. So if I go, look how small it gets. Why does it do that?
Oh yeah, Denny. By the way, that gifting tree was like pretty much destroyed. Like they yanked out the inside of that tree, and it was just about to collapse. Oh, I don't know if you know if you watched the last live. Yeah, they tore it right down, kid.
The one on the way out.
Pretty much. Yes.
The one on the way
right beside where. Yeah. Hey, Lisa C. Happy Tuesday to you. Yeah. So, so maybe we'll seek another spot nearby there or something. But
what's your
so what we did is
I was going to say, well, Joe, what's your take with the shells? Like, what do you think the message they're sending to us that we're protected? Because that's one of the meanings behind it.
It's funny because when the last thing we saw was like the swirl. It was like it looked more like the galaxy, and you try to figure out, what are we looking at? Maybe the shell is possibly the creator, the crown jewel.
Okay.
and everything else is, that surrounds the crown jewel. Different meanings upon that.
And
It's tough to say.
I wasn't really so much looking at the like astronomy part, astrology too, or I was more looking at the grounding and protection and type. But as soon as you put that out there in that chat, everyone from every angle gets covered. Things that I didn't think of, and I'm throwing things out at other people. So
yeah, I mean, I just, again, the seashells, like I say, is just pretty unique. That's how they're moving them. You know, you try to catch the little glyphs or subtleties around it. Because that's what's. I mean, in all honesty, to me, that's important.
yes,
You know the. You know, it's like. It's like some sort of an alignment
yes,
that I'll get into a little bit with
right.
the alignment.
And that's
Um, you know, it's like a powerful alignment of truth, spiritual clarity, and the emotional
yeah,
balance. I mean, because I'm looking at all these as like again, flipping over the shells upside up, pushing them into the big shell, and it's like shoved in. So there's energy behind it. So there's intention behind
right.
it. So behind the message. Excuse me. So
Anyways, all right, let's
um,
get on with the pictures I got. We'll go over that now. It's pissing me off.
yeah.
Pissing me off. So anyways, there was differences in the shells, and each time we went back so far, there's been differences in the shell, which is very rare. And the gifted chair is the same sense, but the gifted chair kind of has food on it too, right? Like things to eat, right? So, but to have them play with that shell and kind of set it up like they did, and to me, like I said, first thing I thought was that spiral, like a galaxy type thing.
Mm-hmm.
Let me go into WOJO's show here, and I'll pull up some of the pictures that we have for tonight, and we'll get it rolling in a different direction. Sorry, guys. Producer Phil.
No, you're doing a great job, Rich. I know it's not easy.
Yeah, sometimes it's aggravating as shit. Now the ones that we were one of the main ones we wanted to talk about was it the granola bar that was wrapped in the necklace? That came out the other way. So this one here.
Yes. Yeah. So so in this picture is a blessed
I'm trying to move it.
necklace that Richie's fiance Jess. I had her set up the gifting chair. She wrapped up the granola bar with the necklace. She put some peanut butter cups on top of it, and you can't quite see, but there was the blue and white crystal in the
hang
middle.
on a minute, because if you see, yeah. So I thought there was what's over on the far left. She didn't put them in the corners, or were they on the other side of the granola bar?
On the other side of the granola
I might have
bar.
a picture of that, but I'll look for it. But yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So Jessica puts it out there, and then we come back to the chair about a week later, and the necklace was gone. For me, for that necklace to be gone is to me like very powerful. I think that it's such great acceptance. There's some sort of like bond with Jess and the Satangas, and it's fascinating. It's fascinating because I think that they all understand us. They all understand our energy. They all understand, our intentions. And for them to take what they did and then come back, They flip the two. Oh, thanks, Rich. Yeah, great shot. And then you have a perfect blue jay feather with the white and blue crystal.
which is what you see in the thumbnail. So a lot of times,
Yep.
guys, with my
And-
thumbnails, I'll use the picture of something that we're going to discuss that night, just so you guys are aware of that. But anyways, yeah. So here's the blue crystal, the white crystal, and then this is what we came back to. That's with Paul
Right.
Gunza, and I was absolutely frozen.
Mm-hmm.
I couldn't believe it. Guys, to be out in the woods and walk up to this was just there was just a big like flow of energy of beauty. Like, oh my God, it's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen. I know it's just a feather and it's just like two crystals, but it's the message. It's a meaning.
Yeah, and I was looking. I was turned around the other way, looking at the corral where the ball was, and you went, Rich, you gotta see this. And I
right
in my irritated way, like, what? I'm busy over here. And then I turn around and I take like 3 steps down, and I was absolutely frozen. I went, wait, what? And you were like, yeah, dude. Yeah, dude. That's what you said. And the necklace is still MIA. Never been found. We've never had a necklace disappear. It's always been in different shapes, like the sign of life and stuff like that. Now, Denny, if I may jump in, Mojo.
Okay.
What do you see here? What do you see? What do you see being translated here? Translated here, like,
So the feather to me is the blue jay feather. Is of protection, and a lot of feathers mean that, but the blue jay in particular.
I want to get
and
some
those stones, like the blue, and the clear, like a clear quartz. I have one sitting right next to me outside. It's powerful, but in there I say those are all natural. Those are earth objects, right? And I feel like maybe we're getting better luck with feathers, stones, crystals. I just seem like a protection there, and they're getting our message. Yeah, that's just, and I keep feeling that too.
Yeah, so. And the other key to this thing is, I'm putting up you guys' messages now. Sorry if I was a little delayed. Let me hide this too. Now look at the bottom of the screen where it says 7 p.m. Eastern time, everybody, on the thumbnail. Diagonally to the left of that is that granola wrapper pushed into the hole in the chair. That's the one. That one there still has me kind of baffled. Now, I don't know if it's just being playful, but it seems like everything they do is nostalgia, right? It has a bit of nostalgia to it, right? Or a message, so to speak, every time. So I'm trying to figure out why and how that is like that. You know what I mean? Like why did they take that and it had a finger indent in it, like they tucked it in, and it was in there pretty deep. It was in there a good 4 inches. And it was all kind of crunched up and pushed into the hole. This blue jay feather, as you're saying, protection, right? Wasn't even there. I mean, look at the before photo. There's no blue jay feather there.
Yeah.
Right? And anybody that's going to say, oh, a human could have done that or whatever, first of all, they'd probably be tripping balls to make that type of setup. But then they'd have to find a blue jay feather and bring it there and stick it in
Richie,
there.
honest, for me personally, when I see a feather, and to me, there's an angel involved. This is different because we're dealing with another being. So, but typically, whenever I love feathers, and that would be a sign of an angel. And the blue crystal would be this communication. Blue's for your throat chakra or your third eye chakra. Different colors of the blue. And the one behind it, the crown chakra is usually like a purple, but it's also a white energy. It can be just a neutral. People say just let white energy flow through you and let it come down and let it come out and communicate. So the white energy comes through the back of the head with that stone, and it comes out with the blue chakra out here. and the feather in the middle is saying you're protected. That's on a personal level. Like if I found that somewhere, that's how I would interpret it.
Yeah.
So, different meanings for different people.
Yeah, Denny, exactly. I mean, there's a lot of different meanings, and
Yes.
so just to hear the Native Americans,
Right, which is another one too.
The Native Americans look at the spiritual side, and then there's the biblical side of things, and then you try to piece it all together because really it's.
And I'm open to all of it.
It's almost the same message.
Yes.
So, Denny, I did all right. So here's the breakdown. Okay, guys, I want you to just pay close attention because again, this is just through from me. Okay, because again, whatever's out there is leaving this on the chair, and that is, it's like some sort of a message, because then you have to kind of figure out. All right, JT, many blessings,
brother.
pal. But here I go. Now this is the spiritual meaning. Okay, the spiritual meaning is when you find the blue jay with the white crystal, in the blue crystal with the on each side of the blue jay. It's a powerful alignment of truth, spiritual clarity, and the emotional balance. The blue jay feather represents clear communication, personal power, fearlessness, and a reminder to speak your authentic truth.
Yeah.
The white crystal signifies divine purity, higher consciousness, a clear mind, and spiritual alignment. The blue crystal represents the throat and third eye chakras, promoting deeper inner peace, calm expression, and intuitive awareness. Okay, that's the spiritual side. Let's divulge a little bit. Let's go a little bit deeper. Let's just try what is the biblical meaning part of all this. Okay, the biblical meaning of power alignment of truth, spiritual clarity, and emotional balance. In the Bible, the alignment of truth, spiritual clarity, and emotional balance represents divine order. The harmonious state where a believer's thought, spirit, and emotion submit to God's will rather than the chaos in the world. Now, the biblical pillars of this alignment. Truth as the foundation. Scripture defines God's word as absolute truth. John 17, 17, Scripture 17. True alignments begins when you anchor your beliefs in God, unchanging character, rather than shifting culture opinions. Okay? So in John 17, in the NIV version, all I have is yours and all you have is mine. And glory has to come to me through them. Now, the spiritual clarity is the ability to see through God's perspective. Romans 12:2 explains that this clarity comes through the renewing of the mind, allowing you to test and approve what God's good and perfect will is. So in Romans 12:2, it's do not be overcome by evil, but overcome evil with good. Last, the emotional balance. Yeah, Rich. A sound mind. Okay. The Bible links emotional stability directly to spiritual positioning. 2 Timothy 1:7 states that God gives believers a spirit of power, of love, and a sound mind, which is self-control. Replacing panic with fear with calm judgment. So that verse means, in quote, through Timothy 1:7, they want to be teachers of the law, but they are talking about what they so confidently affirm. So when those three elements work together, confusion fades and a deep anchor and peace governs your decisions. So again, you go back to, when we talk about, the spiritual side and everything else, okay, that there is a message there. Okay, a message is being taught. And yet we come so far, and now we're all here being students and teachers.
Yes, they took the necklace, Ernie.
Okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
Oh, yeah. So, and again, So where do we go from here? And you know what? In the Bigfoot, community, and others, actually, I watched another podcast, and they were talking about biblical things and things like that. I've been speaking to
Well,
multiple people lately about the spiritual sides of something like this, because I'm using this as an example, guys. Okay, and that they're understanding that there is a message out there, and where does it go? What are we getting from all this? Well, it's like a divine intervention here. It started with, like, for us, it started with Richie, and then with his son, and then now you got the pieces of the puzzle. That you're bringing other people into your world, into your church. Okay, you got Sam, you got Denny, you got Andy, you got Rhonda, you got Ernie, you got all you guys and critical thinkers out there. Okay, is that it's an understanding, because if you guys have been on this journey for such a long time, if you just happen to come in the middle, or a later version of all this, your mind couldn't handle it. Okay, it's what you believe, and the thing is, it follows through your faith. Okay, if you can believe in Donald Trump, or your politicians, or you believe in God, or do you believe in whatever else, all this is good, guys. And my thing is that you're seeing the lights, seeing the lights, and you're trying to come to the lights, but we can't get close to the light, because again, um, these are messages being sent, and we're being taught these messages. And now, as we learn and grow through our salvation through all this, because it's not all about finding a Bigfoot, excuse me, a footprint. It's not all about tree structures and whatever. It's about your faith. And not only that, we also have other friends in there, which is known as the Grays. And same
Well,
thing.
Wojo,
These messages being brought.
they've researched like that
Go
for
ahead.
50 years, just trying to get footprints, and they haven't, gotten
Yeah.
much further. So there's got to be a connection, maybe. And I think Richie's, bringing it to all of us. But that light last night, and I'll let you guys get into that after. Absolutely, we're connected with them in this way, and it's a spiritual. And I think we're going down a totally, and I think we're surprising them. I feel like, oh shit, these guys are getting it.
yeah.
All the researchers running around the wood with scopes and this crazy stuff, and it's all we're getting, and that's fine, and all that, getting the DNA and all that. It hasn't got us anywhere. 50 years, other than a few photos.
No, and that's a good point, right? I mean, why not think out of the box, But
That's all.
But that's all they want, though. That's the other thing. That's all they want. They don't want to know the whys. They don't want to know the meaning. They just want to see it. They want to collect things from it. They want to show that to the world for different reasons. And I'm not saying it's all bad or they're all bad. I'm not saying that. I'm saying a lot of it does have to do with monetary and fame and all that stuff.
Yeah.
And that's not why, for me, when I got into this, that was not even a thought. I noticed when I first got on my podcast, people started wanting to have me on their shows, and that was a nice feeling, you know what I mean? But I also know that ego is a sin, and self-indulgence and all that is all sinful, right? So when I started going, I wanted to know why. Why did you come to my house? Why was it me? The way you came to my house wasn't like an ape. You have to understand, I own the house since '02. You're talking a lot, 2011. There might have been a few years I didn't notice things, maybe, but I don't know how I wouldn't have noticed things. Do you know what I mean? Like, I don't know how I wouldn't have noticed this stuff. What's up, MS? Sasquatch from Canada in the house. Only for a few minutes, then back to work. Yeah, I hear you, bro. Do your thing. Ernie says Buddhist monks use it. I'll look it up again tonight, Wojo. Tell us about the rosary. So when I started getting down this angle, I knew a lot of stuff about history because I'm a history buff. One of the things I knew about history was the Nephilim and all that, right? But I was more intrigued at the physical giant aspect of the Nephilim. because I don't believe we were little cavemen with toothpicks fighting 30-foot tall T-Rexes. I don't believe that, not for 1 minute. That's a human depiction that we're supposed to fall in line and listen to, and it's a bunch of shit to me. So so if you get into the biblical aspect of this, when God had the trees cut down so the Nephilims couldn't climb back to heaven because of their sinful deeds and indulgence and all these things that they did. To me, he created. Now, there's two theories. There's that one there that's pretty well documented, right? That people can talk about freely. You could talk about the Nephilim in the Bigfoot community and have the conversation. There's those ones that are like, stop, that ain't what it is, blah, blah, blah. Then they also talk about them mating with humans, right? Which would make their size and all that explainable physically, scientifically, right? But it is part of the conversation, right? So when God cut down those trees so they couldn't climb back to heaven, there's also a theory about the forest people. The forest people are said amongst conversation to be the keepers of the forest, Mother Earth, right? The protectors of Mother Earth, the watchers for God with Mother Earth, right? Of the forest. To me, that's what he's doing. That's what the man in the myth is doing, right? He's watching the forest, right? But if you tie those two together, if God cut down all the trees so the Nephilim couldn't climb, why would he have the keepers of the ocean? Why would he have the keepers of the plains, the mountains? It ties in more to the fact that he cut down his own trees, and in order to keep the Nephilim at bay, that he would have the forest people watch over his forest and protect it, right? But he also understands that things are going to come in and out of that forest, things that he created, aliens and so on, right? So I believe with every entity, I believe with every different being that there's I think Ernie worded it best to me, a covenant, a contract, certain things. I believe that we are protected by the forest people, the Satunga. We called on them in this episode, Safe Passage. You can watch that. They came, right? I believe when we're out there and we look at those lights, a lot of them are star people, but we always hear crunching to our left or to our right. I believe that's Satunga. I believe he's making sure that contract is kept. I believe that he is protecting us to make sure that they stay true. Now, 90% of the star people are kind and peaceful, and you could see that by the energies and stuff, but they can manipulate things and make you feel certain ways as well, right? We know that as well. We know that through research.
Exactly.
So, as crazy as it sounds, this is the things I think about by myself that I don't talk about. And these are the things I only speak to certain people about. But I have to I'm tying physical things into the other realm, right? The other spiritual realm, the biblical realm. I'm tying physical under my feet things, meaning the trees were cut down, right? Physical trees were cut down so the Nephilim couldn't climb up.
Right.
Trees make sense with forest people, right? It would make sense if God had to bring in an army to keep the Nephilim at bay, to make sure they respected Mother Earth because he was leaving them here. Okay? So when he did that, the Nephilim had abilities, and they were very big, very strong, very powerful, and had proven that by raining chaos all around the earth, right? All around the world, that they had special abilities. They had to have special abilities. So if you're talking biblical, and you're talking Jesus Christ, and you're talking resurrection, and you're talking moving that stone that's 10 times the size of anything that could possibly move it in his tomb, where he's entombed, and he moved it, that would have to be special abilities in order to do that, godly abilities. So if you're going to tie this stuff into all this types of messaging, all this messaging Every time we go into that Google, so when we research things physically in front of us, guys, we research things through history, right? We read about what it means, the meanings of it, right? And you could sit there and say, "What's up, ZH?" You could sit there and say that we're drawing this conclusion to something, or we're stretching, or we're reaching, or whatever. You could say any of that you want, but we didn't write the paragraphs on Google. We didn't write these answers in AI. We didn't write any of them. As a matter of fact, we didn't write the hundreds of different ones that we have put in there, that we have seen in there, that all, and you guys could probably attest to this, and most of the people on the side, if they remember correctly, they all lead to the same avenue. They all talk about protection. They all talk about self-growth. They all talk about all the same things over and over again. And I want to say this in a physical aspect. What are the two main lights as of late that we see? One, what is the most talked about light that we see? What color? Hi, buddy. What do we get most excited about when we see it?
Oh, the bright one. The white one.
The blue one.
The blue and the green?
The blue one is what we get excited about. Jess nailed down.
Yeah, like fluorescent. Yeah, fluorescent.
Wait. Talk to the little blue one. We were protected in my backyard. The blue one was in charge, right? We know that, and he actually flashed on and off, and the rest we feel took formation, right?
Mm-hmm.
The blue one is, to me, the most powerful. The white one is the most common. Right? That's what I feel. There's the Auburn one. We don't really have an Auburn crystal, a representation of the Auburn. I don't see that. But maybe in this picture, that's what it's also depicting, is that these are the lights that they're showing us right here on top of that, along with the meaning. That's where you really need to get involved with the why. The why is very, very important. And I read something, Ernie, about the Navajos with this whole theory and conversation. And if you look up other religions, not just what we have as, I'm going to say Americans or Christians. How's that? Other ones will say it in a different way, right? It leads back to the same type of thing. The Nephilim is a great possibility in all of the religions. The giants are a great possibility in all of the religions. So it makes sense for me for them to physically take an army of forest people to protect the forest. It makes sense that all this message, the blue jay meaning, the white crystal meaning, the blue crystal meaning, all ties into what I just talked about. Then, physically, the color white, the color blue, are two of the color lights that we see represented there. They didn't take the crystals away with the necklace. They didn't just throw them on the ground. As a matter of fact, WOJO, now that I'm talking about it, think.
Mm-hmm.
When we've always had two of the same colors. We always had white, we always had blue, we always had green. This is the first time. Go back and look. And I was looking, trying to find it. We always found them on the ground. But I only had a group of blue in a bag or a group of white in a bag. Remember the green ones we had too? The light green ones I grabbed one day? They're basically like aquarium type stones or things you would put in a planter and make the plant look pretty or whatever. And I have them in like little netted bags that I found around the house. Something to do with Jess, I'm sure, and the kids and crafts and plants or whatever. This is a combination of colors. And I'm wondering if we take combinations of crystal colors and put them down, if they will get respected and treated like these two were, as opposed to just discarded onto the ground. I don't know. A couple of things for you guys to touch on. Go ahead.
I mean, look, what we're dealing with is highly intelligent. Okay. Now we're going back like biblical times. God revealed himself. He revealed his power many times. Okay. Like he said, like the Israelites, the parting of the Red Sea, when they escaped Egypt and then killed the army, and so on and so forth. But people still doubted God. Okay. Because that's where the separation happens. Okay, you have believers and you have non-believers. That's like if a Bigfoot, if you find an 18 and a half by 8 or 9 inches wide of a foot. I mean, it's not us. It's somebody. It's got to be something, right? With maybe a deer bone nearby, and maybe a tree structure right by it. What do you think? Who did that? Okay, but people are not going to. There's still people going to look and say, "Oh, still not true." My point is that it's your faith. It's your faith of what you believe. Don't go by what
Can I
other people think. Go
can I
ahead,
flip the
Dan.
coin? Let me flip the coin just on your. And I agree with everything you're saying, but just looking at it from other people's point of view, those colors. So a lot of people, when you have orbs, you have energy. Can be a couple of people look at a couple of different things.
Mhm.
Can be like I always say, it's coming through chakras, and every chakra has different energy, and the colors stand for different things. So that's one side. I have another quick theory too. But so if it's coming through the blue, and I truly believe, Richie, that Jess called in that blue. It definitely had to do with Jack and everything. I feel more though it was through the throat, communication, and the third eye, intuition, safe communication. That's kind of what I feel that sometimes these colors can be. Is one thing. The green we seen is a heart chakra. We originally saw that auburn and that red color. Well, that's the hara. That's a ball of fire in your stomach, man, and that's the color it presents. If you could see it through the skin. Well, if they're in between, a portal, or we could be seeing that, or if they're just projecting that. That's just, and I'm just throwing out there. And these are all biblical things too, WOJO. There are angels in the Bible, for good or for worse. I believe most of them are strong, powerful beings. So that I'm just putting that out there.
Right.
I feel like we use the colors green and we see the color blue. And Richie, you're a big Archangel Michael. You're not into anything other angels, but I've heard you say Archangel Michael, and Archangel Michael is that blue, that dark blue. That's what that orb was. And when I was home calling that in, and when I did the other one the other night, green, for me, I was calling Archangel Raphael with the green, and I was using a heart chakra, which is green. So I just want to flip that, because there are some people that could, look at it that way also. Just another, that's how I feel.
Yeah, I mean, I'm glad you did say something, because you know what? Again, I mean, listen, we're all built differently. We, for us as researchers, okay, we all, the fascinating thing is of life is that we all have gifts. Okay, we all have gifts, Denny. Okay, um, you, Dan, Andy, myself, Richie, we're all unique. We're all like pieces of a puzzle. But
Yeah,
again,
absolutely.
as researchers, we are showing everybody everything that we can, possibly show. We see lights in the woods. We get things thrown at us. Um, there's also, there's other responses and things like that. Again, it's a matter of what do you believe?
Yeah, right. And it
And
resonates.
we are the presenters. We are passing the word, passing the research. Listen, we're seeing things that we can't explain, and if we
No.
cannot explain, the three of us, imagine with a lot of people in the chat room are seeing the same thing. So again, there's a lot of unique stuff going on. And again, yeah, we're dealing with flesh and blood. We're also dealing with something that's interdimensional. But
Right.
again, it's just a message, part of a message, and their message, and they're just relaying it to us. It's just a matter of believing. And
well, I think we do a pretty good job, for deciphering for what we're given. No.
Yeah, we got a good squad, man.
Yeah, and you have to have a different angle. A SWAT team and a Navy SEAL team. There's a surgeon on them. There's someone that just does communication. There's someone that just does, all different. Everyone's got a job. You can't have everybody be the entry man. Not everyone can smash the door down with a fucking hammer. That's not how it works.
Nope.
Right.
Nope.
Hey, brother Mike Aguilar from Squatchin FL, Florida. Rich, he's asking, you guys ever found hunting traps in your area, spring traps and tripwires? And he also did say we all connected for a purpose in this journey. Yes, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a true connection for the journey, no doubt. But no, I don't see a lot. Only traps I see, I think, are made by the Satunka, right? As far as deer traps go, and that's structures and things, but nothing hunter wise or anything like that.
No snares or anything.
No. And the reason why I'm showing this picture, it's from above, and I wanted to show everybody how perfect this alignment was. How nice and straight that is, really. You know what I mean? If you're thinking of something big and all that, big hands, and you look at the blue and the feather and the white, it's almost in a straight line, like right across from each other. You know what I mean? So, and this was also the episode where after we found the sticks by the river, there was that stick, as you can see in the top right corner, up there, leaning on the chair. And we didn't understand why, because it wasn't there before. There was no stick leaning on the chair there. Do you remember that, Woj?
Right.
It was all stripped down like the sticks we found, and then there was the blossom, the maple blossom to the left.
Yeah.
There was a couple of them there. That was after Sam had found them all over her stump.
Yes.
So this is kind of what we're talking about. Unfortunately, we're not going to have time to get to everything. So
No.
we can do more on my show and all that. But the point, I guess, of this whole show was, and I love it, and because it gets you thinking, is the messaging, right? The messaging with the chair, the gift and chair speaks, right? So they're using this chair to speak to us as we're using this chair to speak to them. The bottom line is they figured out that was our goal, to use this chair to speak to them, to use this chair to communicate, not just put peanut butter and zingers on. They realized that there was more to it, right? And they did it back. And that's the point that should be really not, that's the point that should not go like unmentioned. Okay. To me, on top of that, it says to me, all this is tied together. So they're telling you the sticks by the river and the cherry blossoms in North Carolina and everything in between is all tied together. Now, the thing that for me that is the cherry on top of that. Now, you're talking to a guy, you can watch my episodes just less than a year ago. I would say I'm not getting into the fucking woo. Don't get me into the woo. I'm not going there yet. I'm not there yet. I kept saying it. You're listening to that guy. The lights have appeared in New Hampshire on the third year, not the first 2 years when we didn't have lights. The lights have appeared in North Carolina at Sam, albeit in a different manner. The lights have appeared at my home as recently as last night. I have a video. The lights have appeared obviously in both zones. Okay. To me, that again is saying it's all connected. They're telling you we're a conduit, right? Wojo and I say we're a conduit with our messaging. They know that Sam is part of the family. They know that Denny is part of the family because he's got something going on at his place yet. Too early to kind of really go full blast on. Martin, of course, his stuff is accelerated in this direction. You got Andy down in Connecticut getting feathers given to him at his house. Okay. You have, and Jean will get more and more as she goes as well, I believe.
Yeah.
But all these points I'm trying to make is connection. They're trying to tell all you humans that we are all one continuous frequency and that we are all connected, and we need to get it right.
Absolutely.
You need to get it right because when a connection isn't right, it frays. It goes wild. It goes haywire. It goes everywhere. Much like a psychic connection, at least for me, that I kind of get chuckled at from Susan. But for me, it's like a bicycle with the spinning, right, with that energy. And then that night,
the cords.
it's perfect. It's
Cut the cords.
And then that night in the woods at my house, when I kept saying to you, my wires feel frayed. They feel like they were sparking. They feel like they were everywhere. I wasn't connected, blah, blah, blah. That's when I got freaked out. That set me off to ask for safe passage. So this picture right here does so much for me, as somebody that didn't want to go to the woo. It does so much for me because that stick is after the river when we found the sticks right here. Okay. It's after Sam had brought up the maple blossoms that we had never, ever, ever, ever seen, WOJO. There's never been any one of our gifting sites where there, and I haven't seen them since, really, to be honest with you.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah. They're not around. I haven't seen them. I haven't seen them in the springtime. I don't really expect to see them in the fall time. So if you're talking Mother Nature, I have not seen them. I have not seen them at my house. I own 3 acres and it abuts 94 acres. So I have not seen them. Particularly in this condition right here that you see one right to the left. So to me, it's all about that connection. It's all about that continuous energy. So it's a great show, WOJO. It's a great idea. And it's something that we could have a 5-hour show on and still talk about.
Yeah. Well, I to pretty much wrap things up, I will say this. Again, guys, we all, me and Richie have talking to pretty much most of you on the side and whatever. Outside of Bigfoot, guys. Okay. And that's, again, it's just the divine intervention that's going on right now. And then there was this gentleman, so just imagine this gentleman for many years was trying to pass out that word of good. But see, if you were to pass a word out, send a message, it's not that easy because you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to get, trolled on and laughed at and so on and so forth. And you had that divine intervention. And you had that message. And you had a Bigfoot in front of your face. And you had a Bigfoot that gave you hand signals that I am man.
Yep.
But this particular moment is a teacher teaching a student something. And then 40 years later, that student started becoming that teacher.
Oh, yeah.
And that name is Ernie Davio.
And I was on the phone with that teacher today.
Yeah. So just to get you guys to understand, his story is fascinating and all, but you got to look at the other side of things. Okay. You got to look at the other side of why Ernie, why Richie B, why Denny, Sam, everybody. We're here for a particular reason. That's just sending out that message.
And I'm so grateful.
Me too,
and not only that, it's checking your faith. Okay, no matter how you want to look at it. Okay, but I'm not here to force that upon all you folks. Again, this is just my research. I'm piecing, others together. You got Mike Aguilar all the way from Florida reaching out. Yeah, we love you too, brother. We're a lot alike in some sort of way because we're all good people. But we are human. We are sinners. But at the same time, that we're here to this is our church people, and I just want you guys to know and that we all love you, and I hope you understand all this because again, you listen to everybody else in the Bigfoot world. Well, most, excuse me, not every one of them. That it's amazing that to try to find something that's blurry and all that stuff, and it's there. There's something there. It's your belief. You're believing something is there. That's like you believe in God and so on and so forth. But to wrap it up, keep yourself in check. Okay. Who the hell's mowing their lawn at 8:30 in the pitch black? Did you guys hear
Oh,
that?
me. No, that's I got a little waterfall behind me. Is that what you hear?
No, somebody
No.
next door is mowing the lawn. Who the hell is mowing the lawn?
I wouldn't be surprised if it was the other Denny. You know what I mean? It's got the other Denny's like, yeah.
I told you, I handed my neighbor a cigar, and I said, "Hey, this is for being loud." He goes, "You haven't been loud." I go, "Oh, I will tonight." And I walked away from him.
Well, and real quick, I want to close with this. And Denny, you can get a word in too, believe it or not. To tie in the spirituality, to tie in the biblical, to tie in all those things. To me, there was a physical message that was here for me to understand, to open up about this side of the Bigfoot research, the Satunga research, right? And that side came in the form of that man, Denny, that you see at the bottom of the screen right now. When he came to me telling me his daughter brought him to me and that he was looking for me, I then knew that at that moment that I was on a spiritual journey. I felt it before, but I wouldn't say it out loud. I kind of kept it to myself. WOJO knew where I was at, blah, blah, blah. But I wouldn't sit here on the screen and say it until that man came into my life and his daughter brought him to me and my son together, both of them, right? And that tells me they knew how to convince me of that because, again, I have a story. I told you guys, I was a kid. I saw my grandmother in my room as a ghost. I did paranormal for over 10 years with my family, research. I was open-minded to it. They knew that I would be open-minded to this. They knew that I would hear what he had to say, and not many would. And like he said, you don't know how to talk to some people that have gone through the trauma that you have. I was kind of worried I was going to get punched in the face when I said that to you after our first research, researching together. And instead, I was soft and meek and kind of like welled up, and I was like, "What are you saying to me right now? Like, wait, what'd you say?" You know what I mean? So, like, say it again. Like, I wasn't understanding what was happening to me. And I remember coming home looking at Jess going, I was just looking for Bigfoot. I didn't know it was going to open up all these spiritual avenues. If there's any evidence and proof you need more than that story, Denny's Divine Army, of why we're all here.
Thank you.
You have to watch that episode on Banter with Richie B, Denny's Divine Army, and it will tell you why we're all here. That is not a coincidence. That is not just my daughter told me. That is a clash of biblical, spiritual, and human all in one. And that sent me on the path to this spiritual journey and made me realize things like me, bro. Made me realize things like the community should get bigger and stronger. Made me care even less. I got pissed off about YouTube because of my physical hard work I put into it as a human. But I didn't give a shit as far as being popular or famous. People knowing me, how many subscribers I had, how many views all that was gone. See you later. And that's why. And I want to thank Ella for that and Denny for that. And it just changed my whole life has been changed because of you. So I love having you here.
Thank you, Richie.
No, it means a lot. Hey, dude, and my life's hard to change. This ain't no cakewalk, bro.
No, thank you, Bill.
We'll give the last word to you, my brother.
Just real quick, I heard something yesterday, and I got to repeat this quote. If you hit rock bottom, it's sacred ground. Plant the seed. God's with you.
Yeah.
Right? How awesome
That's what we're doing.
I love it. Yeah.
That's what we've been doing, Denny's. It's called planting seeds. And this is why each and every one of us, Richie, you, myself, and everybody out here, all we do is plant seeds, guys. We're not here to force you to believe and not to believe. That is up to you. Because you know what? We are presenting our research to you day in and day out. We're not gatekeepers. And this is why, we keep sharing this testimony that I'm going to call it. And that's why we're bringing Mibro to you all. And it's all about good. It's all about passion. It's all about let's go. All right. But thank you, Denny, for being on here. Thank you all for being on here. So remember, don't be lazy. Serve the Lord enthusiastically. Pick up your neighbors. Don't crap on each other. Respect all. Love you guys. Rich?
Absolutely. Follow me on TikTok, Instagram, Facebook. Still YouTube. Definitely get over to Kick, though. You're going to miss a lot of stuff if you don't get over to Kick. I am setting up this week the first phase of Mebro, and the what I want to call the Mebro board members will be invited first, and they can accept the nomination, or they don't have to. Hard feelings. So watch out for your messenger. I will be reaching out to people that I want to have on the Mebro board members team. So, and I'll explain to you what that is if you accept the nomination. So pay attention to that. That'll be coming out. And also, I just want to say I love you, baby Jack. And I saw him again today, by the way. And I love you, Mama. And we definitely see you, Ella. And I know you were messing around with things. Don't even do it. That's same smile every time. That's what's crazy about her. She's like a little head tilt. Got a little head tilt going. Like I got you, fool. You know what I mean? That's just awesome. And I think we I heard that we are still the home of something or other. What is that, Denny? And WOJO, what are we?
Home of the.
That's right. Thank you all for being on here. And we love you all. And remember, we are still home of the boom. See you guys soon. Thank you.
And now I usually leave with the merchandise, but tonight.
You're going to play the music?
No, I'm going to let our good friend say goodnight to everybody. Another great episode dedicated to Ella. I love you, Denny.
Love you, Denny. Love you, Ella.
Love you, Ella girl. Good night, everybody.
Good night, everybody.